Okay, I'm going to try to make a video with my phone. So I'll point out some things I'm going to fix right away, because that's probably what people will notice first. This rudder cable's pretty much touching here, so I'm going to, I don't need this extra metal that's up here. That's something I added just as a extra to make me more comfortable, but even by the plans, this only needs to be welded from the bottom about halfway across this center tube. So removing this will actually make it closer to what and now I realize, once you actually install it, why they didn't come all the way up with this part. Anyway, moving on. Other than that, there's the flapper-on movement. That's working pretty good. Also note, on most of these parts, I haven't tightened up bolts or done any of the final, torquing or anything. Everything's, you'll notice how I have all those washers stacked on the back. That's simply so I don't have to waste a good friction lock nut always tightening it. I can just put washers to temporarily hold it for testing and things like that. So that's why that's like that. Again, pretty smooth operation. I welded up this kit and then powder coated it myself. Pretty happy with the results. Of course, I made these rods down there. Of course, the control sticks coming all the way back, full. Nothing's hitting. Everything's smooth. I'm slowly move forward and test it. Pretty happy with the overall results. The more significant mod, again, this is all temporary because I had to. You see I've separated. I haven't cleaned it up. Needs to paint it. Get some metal off of the flapper-on tube. I'm moving right there. You clean it up a bit. Also, this rod that moves it at the bottom there. You see how it's not centered. I'm actually going to use 4130 tube that fits over either side of that to center that on the dual dual elevator Bellcrank there. Of course, obviously, if you know what the Bellcranks looks like, that's custom made. Has a crap load of bolts. I'm sure I added some weight, but it's kind of an important piece, so I wanted to take the time. That's a 5/16 bolt across the center there. That again, I will create or fabricate the 4130 to go over that to properly space it out where it can't move and hit the flapper-on control tube there as it's moving back and forth. You can see it, pretty much the gap you see is pretty much where it's going to be. One of my cables after all this modification was short. The bottom cable was just the right length, so that's good. I only have to make one more bridle a little bit longer. You can see the temporary piece of aluminum I stuck there just to make it where it would make the gap for testing before I go and remake a whole nother one that's too short or too long. Now I have the exact length I need to get where I want on the threads on the of course the name of the part slips my mind. The part that adjusts, you can see one of those bridles down there, and that's anyway, I'm gonna make that right. I'll tighten up all these bolts, put the nuts, washers, the right length bolts. Also, you see these L angles here. I'm actually gonna come on this side and add some probably 063 or 040 to reinforce this whole area. As you can imagine, most of the stress is forward and back. I mean, the elevator, especially when you're not flying, when I'm just dry moving it, no air is flowing over it, the way it's trying to pull that rod to the rear. And so I'm just going to do some stuff to basically stiffen up this center area here. And then I'm going to, this is a common thing that happens, but this upper lip is gone because it wouldn't match up with my center console cover. And it's going to be easier to just refabricate an L to come across here and also strengthen this up. So it'll all be tied together into this part here through these side pieces of aluminum I'll put here. And that's about it for now. Hopefully this video is not too long to upload, and I apologize for not having all my terminology or a script written ahead of time. I just got out in the shop, started working, decided to record what I've done. Look forward to seeing you guys online. Until next time.